One of the recovery exercises is going to be the calf stretch. So what you want to do is you want to have an anchor. So I'm going to use this chair as an anchor point. It could be a wall, step, wherever you can hold onto. So with that, you're going to offset your feet. So one leg is going to be on the back side of your other foot, and then the leg that's on the back is going to stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to lean forward while keeping your feet planted onto the floor, and then you're just going to lean into it until you get the stretch in your calves. The holding duration should be about 15 to 30 seconds, and you can switch it to the other side of your feet and then do the same thing. Normally you would recommend about maybe 3 to 5 times on both sides, but it just depends on how you feel during the stretching. And if you feel like you had enough stretch, then that will be okay. One of the exercises for the recovery portion is the leg swing. So it's going to go forward and back and then side to side. So I'll demonstrate the forward motion. Same thing again, I have this chair right here as a support. You can either have a wall or some other, like a post, something to hold on to, so you can have a support above so that you don't teeter tot or fall over. So with that, you're going to start with whichever leg, doesn't matter, but it will be the same. So your hand, my hand will be placed on this chair to have the support, and then all I'm going to do is just have this leg swing back and forth. You don't want to bend your knees back, just try to keep it relatively straight, but not too stiff too. So there's more of a relaxing motion. So you're just going to swing it back and forth. Try not to really kick the ground so dust or rocks don't come up depending on where you're at. And then you're just going in a nice fluid motion back and forth. When you're doing this, you want to at least count whichever way you're going to start. If you're going to start to the front, you want to count. So that'll be 2, 3, 4, or same thing if you're going to count in the back. So that's when it's going to be 1, 2, 3. As long as you get a pattern going and to help you count, that's totally fine. And this would be about 20 repetitions forward and backwards, and then you're going to do the opposite side. As mentioned before, the forward motion where I just demonstrated, I'm going to do the side motion now. So the same concept, the table is going, or the chair is going to be in front of me. Same thing, whatever you have, that's going to be your anchor position. Just hold on to that. So on this one, you're going to, instead of going forward, you're going to go side to side. And then the same thing too as well. You want to keep your body, in line. So you don't want to really rotate too much. Just try to keep it nice and straight. And then same motion. You just want to have your legs nice and relaxed when you're going forward. And then the counting too doesn't matter if you're going to go one way or the other. So I'll just demonstrate this way. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or if it's going to be on this side, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So whichever side you want to count with, it's going to be the same number, 20, and then you're going to switch it to the other side. One of the exercises that I will be demonstrating with the recovery is a relaxing breathing exercise. So on this one, it doesn't matter which hand you pick, you just one or the other. So I'll just have my right hand onto my stomach, my left hand onto my chest, and then what I'm going to do is you're just breathing through your nose, and then the same thing out through your nose as well. So it can be a little tricky in the beginning, but just kind of like go with the motion, and just kind of like I go at a slow pace. So for this one, like I said, hands, whichever side you want to do. For me, it's just my right is on my stomach, and then my left is on my chest. So ideally, you want to have more movement onto your stomach compared to your chest. So I'm going to breathe through my nose, and out through my mouth, and then really nice motion. So. And that will be the relaxed breath exercise. So one of the exercises I'll be demonstrating is a belly breathe. So it's going to be focusing more on the diaphragm. and it's going to be a little bit excessive, just the motion, so you kind of get familiar with it, but you don't have to be that excessive when I do that. So what I mean by that is I'm going to be going through my nose, breathing in through my nose, and then exhaling out of my mouth, but it's going to be very purposeful. So, and then also my hands would be on my stomach, so that you can feel your stomach, expanding and contracting at the same time, or not at the same time, but in rhythm. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, hands on my stomach. I want to breathe through my nose. While I'm breathing through my nose, my stomach is going to expand, and then when I exhale out through my mouth, I'm going to squeeze my tummy in. So I'll be demonstrating it right now. So when you're doing this exercise, just be careful and control it, because if you go too fast with the inhale and the exhale, there's a possible chance of lightheadedness and possibly fainting. So you might want to sit down or have a place that you feel comfortable doing this exercise. All right, thank you. I'm going to be demonstrating the pull-up. It's a modification where you're going to be having a desk of some sort, probably like a table. And then you'll be on the floor. So if you have a hardwood floor, you want to have something to provide a cushion on your knees, so that it's not just directly on the floor, and it's it may hurt. So with this demonstration, you're going to have your elbows onto the table, roughly in the middle of it, so that your elbows, when you're pushing down, does not slip off. So what you're going to do is you want to have your hands at least shoulder width apart. You're going to sit down so that your arm is at least parallel to the shoulders, and then you're just going to drive your elbows into the table, slightly coming up, hold for a few seconds, slowly come back down, and then pull yourself up onto the table, and then slowly come back down. And then you're going to do this, repeat this motion for about maybe 12 to 15 repetitions, or depending on how far you're able to do the exercise. And you want to do that for at least 3 times. The exercise that I'll be demonstrating is the chin tuck. Focuses primarily the neck region. On this one, you can either have one hand or both hands on the back of your head. I'll just do 2 just to kind of keep it balanced. So on this one, you just want to have it just directly where the ear lining is. So you just want to have your hand placement there, and also you want just only the tips of your fingers on both sides. What you're going to do is you're going to push against your hands, facing back without tilting down or moving up. So I'll show you this way, but I'll show you the side motion too, so you can see that way too. So what I'm going to do is hands is going to be placed behind my neck, and then from there I'm just going to push it back. So notice that I am not moving down or up, and I'm just looking straight ahead while I'm doing this exercise. So I'm just pushing my against my hands, and you're just only going to hold it for at least 3 to 5 seconds, not too long, just so that you can feel the tension on the back of your neck. So what I'll be talking about is the snacks after the recovery. So I'm sure when you're done walking or running, you'll be a little bit hungry. So just keep in mind the portion that you're going to be eating. You don't want to have it to where you're just just having a full plate of food, because you got to think about how much you spent when you were doing the exercise. So what you want to do is just have like a light meal. So typically a granola bar size, banana, a small apple with a cheese stick would be preferably fine. Yogurts that are at least a cup full. So these are all just portions that you've used for the exercise, not for the whole entire day. So you just got to think about that part. Thank you for participating in the virtual Just Move It fun walk and run, and hopefully we see you in the health fair as well. Thank you.